Now is the best time to hit refresh on those finances. Whether you're looking to save more money, spend a little smarter, or finally stick to the budget, we've got you covered. My next guest is here to share simple and effective moves to help you make the most of your money. Accredited financial counselor Amanda Christensen joins me with her advice. Amanda, this is so timely. Why do you feel like this time of year is so good to reset our budget and really get our mindset set?
Yeah, we've just finished the holiday season, right? Where we kind of tell ourselves, oh, I'm gonna splurge here or spend a little differently than I maybe normally would because of all the gifting and the festivities and the travel. So the beginning of the year is a great time to reassess, is my spending gonna get me where I wanna be with my financial goals? And usually the budget is the first place to start.
The budget is the first place. Yep. You've actually put together a little quiz to test, to test my knowledge, which I'm going to say is probably not amazing, but you're going to test my knowledge as you teach us how, and we'll go as we go. Okay. So first, do you want to read it? Or
yeah,
do you want me to?
I'll read it.
All right,
True or false? You ready? You should send money to your savings account as soon as you get paid.
Okay, so I feel like this could be a trick question. I'm reading way too into this. I'm really into this. I'm going to say this one is true.
Right. True.
True.
We're true here.
Yay.
As soon as you get paid, there are just way too many things we need to save money for not to do this first and then spend on what is left. Think of savings, reframe this year in your budget. Yeah. Saving is just future spending. Nope. That is all we're doing. We are putting money aside that we can spend later. And if we think of it like that, I think it takes the boring, it makes it a little more fun, a little more willing to save before we spend the rest of our money in the month.
Something that might help with that is naming your savings account.
I love this. Okay. I name mine. So they are called what I am saving for. Okay. So if it's an anniversary trip or it's holiday spending, it's emergency savings, it is called that. So when I open up my app on my phone, I see the name. And the research shows us that if we name our savings accounts, we're less likely to take the money from them for something else.
Oh, that is so smart. It puts it in your mind, and then you say, well, I don't want to take money from my anniversary trip.
Right, you don't, because you don't. Yeah, it's a good one.
That's so good. Okay, next question. Okay. Ready.
Cutting back in just one area can make a big difference.
I mean, I feel like this is easy because if I just cut back in shopping, we probably would save a lot more money. So I'm going to say true.
Yep, we're going to go true on this one. And I think people, I think they tend to shy away from budgeting because they think it's got to be a total overhaul to make it work, right? Totally. But that's not true. Pick one category, and here's what I suggest. The category I think maybe to lean into is eating out.
Oh,
eating out. Many people don't know how much they're spending eating out in a month. So if you'll go back last month, take the 10 minutes it's going to take you to open up your bank account and see what you spent, and then go through and track and just set a goal to cut it in half. Just in half. Yeah. So budgeting doesn't have to be this huge overhaul of every single category. It can be a small step. Take eating out, cut it in half, and then track your spending to make sure you stick to that.
I think sometimes people get caught up in that tracking. They have to feel like they have to go through everything. Is there an easier way for us to be able to track this?
Yeah, my biggest tip is to track weekly. Instead of monthly. Okay. Now you may be on your phone a lot. You may decide putting a note in your phone and tracking spending that way is easiest for you. Other folks may like a spreadsheet or downloading an app from the App Store that just connects it all. Whatever you choose, that's not really what matters. What matters is that the frequency. So do it weekly instead of monthly, and you'll be way better off.
And way less overwhelming. Okay, next question.
Okay, true or false? Buying something because it brings you joy is bad.
You know what? This has to be false.
This is false. Oh, for sure. It's false.
We need joy.
For sure, right? So another reason I think people don't lean into budgeting is because you think it's taking away all the joy.
I feel that.
And it's not. It actually enables us. It enables us here. So it involves setting boundaries for yourself, like, well, if I'm going to spend for fun, what are the boundaries that will still keep me financially healthy? Yeah. And then a question to ask yourself is this really bringing me joy? Does it get me closer or further from my financial goals.
So there still are some boundaries to
Right.
set, but it doesn't take away your happiness. You still get to have those little joys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, last question.
Last one, this is a good one. You can never give too much money to charity.
Oh man, you're gonna make me a bad guy if I say true. If you
Yeah.
can never give too much.
You can never give
so that's
too
false.
much money to charity.
You can't give all your money away.
False, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and gosh, there's just always an opportunity to give. And I think most of us want to give as often as we can.
Yeah.
I really do. And so here's my suggestion for that in a budget. A budget should help us be able to do this and remain financially healthy. So take 1% of your take-home pay and set it aside in a separate savings account.
Yeah.
I say 1% because you don't feel it like you feel 10%
Right,
coming out, or
right.
even 5%. 1% starts to add up, and it gives you this little stash of cash that then when there's a need and you want to send money to something or some cause or somebody, or take a meal
Yeah.
to someone, whatever it is, you'll have the ability to do that. And it helps also with arguments between spouses if someone's not totally on board, but the money's there, so that's not a problem.
It's already set
Really
aside.
great.
These are such good tips. Amanda, there's some free budgeting workshops happening. Tell us more about those and how we can register.
Yeah, these are my favorite. We bring people together in person from about 9:30 to 2:30. We feed you lunch for free.
Yes.
So free food. And we share budgeting best practices along with some of my and my colleagues' personal tried and true tips. Like we're gonna get real with you and share. So you'll walk away with a personalized budget set up, and they start this weekend.
Okay.
We're gonna be in Ogden and Salt Lake and Kaysville, later on through April, Cache Valley, and even down in Hurricane, so our St. George friends.
Yes.
We wanna see you at this. You've gotta register though at finance.usu.edu/EFW.
EFW. Okay, thanks so much, Amanda.
You're welcome.